Laura, you mentioned that meeting just wrapped up. So what happened? Is it time to buy more mosquito repellent or not?
Well, you're safe to just keep it close by for now anyway. Late this afternoon, City Council approved a policy to spend an extra $1 million in order to fog the city more quickly. In fact, they want to fog the city in half the amount of time that it currently takes, and that's not all that they decided this afternoon. Gardening may get a lot easier for this semi-retired landscaper. Less swatting and more digging may be in the works. Now the City Council has revamped Winnipeg's mosquito fighting plan.
Well, being outside all the time, I guess maybe I was of a skewed view, but anything the city can do to decrease nuisance mosquito works for me.
The decision means the city will ask the province to allow Winnipeg to fog when trap counts are lower, which would mean more fogging more often. But this allergy patient says it's a terrible move.
And legally to be accommodated in the workplace and in my living environment, then the air I breathe when I step outside of my workplace or my home should be clean as well.
In addition to that, Council wants to shrink buffer zones, but it's up to the province to give the final nod of approval on whether or not the existing 100-meter pesticide-free zones in each direction should be changed. And Mayor Sam Cates is hoping the mosquitoes that nearly took over the city last month will be enough encouragement.
We know what has happened and has not happened, so let's see what they think is reasonable and fair, as well as the additional requests that have been made.
But when it comes to fogging, Mandrick says bring it on. If it were up to him, buffer zones would shrink to a quarter of the size.
Especially in the Wolseley area, I understand there'll be 2 or 3 people on the whole that don't want to be sprayed, but then the whole street doesn't get sprayed. So in that respect, I don't think that's proper.
Now, immediately following the approval, the province sent this letter to the mayor saying that the province agrees with the city's recommendations. Now, as far as those buffer zones, the province says that it will allow them to become smaller, shrink in size, as long as they're big enough to cover the property line from side to side of the person who's applying for it.
Now, Laura, there's been a lot of talk about phasing out chemical larvicides altogether. If the province would pay for it, what are you hearing tonight on that?
Well, the province is saying it's willing to share the cost of a study to look into alternatives to Malathion, but not necessarily what the city asked them to do, which is pay for the cost of converting over to it. It's much more expensive to go biological instead of chemical. Now, at the same time, the province is also saying that it would share the cost with the city to start larviciding outside of the city in those bedroom communities surrounding Winnipeg. So that's the latest here tonight from City Hall.
Thanks for this, Laura. CTV's Laura Lowe reporting from City Hall tonight.